This is Brian, and welcome back to Dragon Warrior 4. Gonna head back through Necrosaro's palace here again. Hopefully for the last time. Haven't recorded on this one for a couple of days, getting my buttons mixed around here. I might end up having to fight one of these guys to get through here. Or both of them. Dang it. Things were just looking bad to begin with there, since I kind of messed things up walking into the room to start with. And it forces us to go straight into the... Can I run from these? Yeah, I kind of figured not, but thought it was worth a try. Then he puts Javid to sleep. Wonderful. Ah. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I guess maybe just go ahead and wipe us out and let me get back. I'm gonna leave here and go back to the last refuge anyway, if I get through this. What about lightning? What'll that do? Yeah. What a pain in the butt. And it won't let me do that. I suppose I should have revived. I just wanted to get the hell out of here. And pretend this never happened. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to have access to Risto if I go back in there, so let's do this before I go in. Doesn't really bode well for finishing things off if I have that much trouble right away there. Let's try this again. Is that a random thing? I wasn't even touching him yet. Or at least it didn't seem to me like it was, but I guess. Okay, at least defeat didn't work on anybody, so I get my 2 big hitters to hit right away here. Good. And we'll see if I can remember my way through this place now. Shouldn't be that hard, I don't think. Certainly take that for Ragnar. Okay, Taloon. Sometimes they are almost merciful in letting you get quite a ways without an encounter. Pretty sure I'm still on the right track for where I need to go. Yeah, Helena's not too bad. I think she will help me out in that last fight. It didn't seem like my spellcasters were able to really contribute as much as I'd like them to. So might as well just not have them along. I might even take Nara out. I have a plan. Doesn't mean it'll work, but I have one. That'll keep us going. Got caught on the corner. Yeah, the foe attacks suddenly. Nice. Yeah, I'm hoping that Stiletto Earring will kick in quite a bit against Necrosaro. And do that critical damage like that. Or terrific blow, I guess they want to call it, right? I don't think she needs a full heal here. But I didn't want to leave her under 100 either. Foes are bewildered, so I get a first attack in here. Is it worth trying to run? I think I should just take advantage of the fact that I get to hit first and try to take out one or two of them. Okay, that works for that. And hopefully we get the first guy here out of these two. Good. And now can I get the other one too? Maybe? No. Still, for that enemy formation, I'll certainly take that. Mara leveled up. I'd like to see another one for Elena and Nara. Okay. Yeah. What I wanted to do was cast Step Guard before I use the horn, because it always causes us to take that damage, but I don't have the Step Guard person in the party, so... I'll make my way farther up there before I do my final healing and preparation. Because we have the wagon with us, so I got all the party members and I can switch out all that stuff anyway. And use other people's magic. Hello? Okay, that was a good use by Nara for the healing staff there. I was gonna say we could still be in trouble from these guys, but... yeah, I think we're looking alright now. There's Elena's level up. 7 more strength, shouldn't hurt. 9 agility. Yeah, 4 vitality, 5 luck. Pretty good overall. And Bray. Hopefully won't have to use him, because he'll be in the second party still. Okay. Heal more. Could be enough for her, I think. And then I am going to go with Jabed, Ragnar, Elena, And I think the next best physical fighter will be Taloon. I'm just looking at overall HP here. Unless I go with this guy. I don't know if this is the best time to experiment with a character I'd never used. But... worst thing that happens is I have to do the fight again. And walk through the palace again. So, we'll go ahead and gamble. Now, as far as items, I want to move a couple other things around a little bit. Wait a minute. I have one other thought here. I might change my mind again on using the... What's his name? Dorag? The dragon guy. I might change my mind about using him if Balloon can use the Sword of Miracles. Okay. Balloon, you're coming in off the bench, buddy. Still want to move a couple other things around, though. Duo the World Tree on him, that's fine. Baron's Horn, don't really matter. I am going to put the Sage's Stone on Javid. Because my thoughts are, I don't control when the other people use it, but I can control when he uses it. So as we get towards the end of the fight, I'll probably just try to spam that with him and let everybody else attack. And if we're ever at the point where when nobody needs healing, I might give it a rest. And if we need more healing than that's doing, I'll use his spell instead. That's the thought, at least. Now, what about this other stuff? He still has the Spear of Silence, that's good. Some of these other ones, I think I'll actually get rid of that. Just because I don't want her using it in battle instead of attacking. I'd rather have her attack. Now, is there anything these guys have that I would like to have? Probably. We'll take the Staff of Healing, but for who? Taloon has the ability to heal a little bit with his Sword of Miracles. So maybe give it to her, and if she gets knocked down really quickly, she can give herself a heal with that. I know I still don't get to control if she uses it or not, but it should help out. Nobody even has MP, so I don't know that their tactics should really matter here, because they're all physical fighters, right? I suppose it would affect when they use their items, maybe? Let's just keep it on use no MP. Other than that, I think I'm ready to go in ahead and give it another shot. If I have to do this again, though, I might edit out the part where I make it back to him, the part going through the palace. Just because I feel like we've shown that off enough times and gotten pretty good at knowing which way to go through there. It's not that difficult. But for now, I'm certainly not going to worry about healing. Let's just go in and see how much damage we can do. No point in testing my luck too much and letting the HP get down too low, but this time I'll fight again. Okay, there's one sword. I didn't mean to use the sword, or whatever it was there. Yeah, that's one thing I probably should have done. And if I have to do it again, I'll change that so that the Sage's Stone is in the first spot in my inventory. Nice. There's one of those terrific blows I was hoping for. Yeah, the only thing is, every time you make him transform, you lose the rest of your turns for that round. I feel like we should get to keep going. Yeah, those snowstorms. They're not the most powerful, but still, I'd rather heal that damage every round here if I can. Yeah, he did increase his defense now, though. So this will probably be a time where I'll use the lightning at least once here. Better do it again. Okay, is this gonna reset his increase? I hope so. I don't want to have to keep using my MP for that if I don't have to. Yeah, we know. You're one ugly mother effer. Okay, yeah, it's the color change thing, I think, is last time what I used to determine that he wasn't still high defense. Okay, we don't need healing yet. The only could anticipate him attacking before Javid gets to go. But I think I'll just go ahead and do an attack. Yeah, okay. That wasn't that bad though, even though it hit every one of us. Still go ahead and use the stone here though. Okay. That's probably gonna reset our turn anyway. Okay, the arms, and the next transformation will be the legs. And then it'll be the head and the knees. I think, is what it was, right? Okay, looking pretty good. Still gonna use it. I know at least Javid isn't at full health. And the rest could use it now anyway. I don't know. We might all be at full health here, but I'm kind of going to be overly cautious here and just keep healing. Okay. Well, I think that was our last turn for that round anyway, so I'm fine with the transformation there. Now here, is it good enough to just use the stone for Taloon, or should I take a turn to let him do a heal all? Probably heal all. The problem is it depends on what order they go in. Because if Necrosaurio gets to go before Javid, Taloon could still get taken out here. Well, that helps a little bit. Okay. We'll be alright for now. Yeah, when he gets to do 2 of those in one round here, that's quite a bit. I still think just the stone, though, instead of heal us all, probably. And good, there. Okay, that takes us into the final form, I think. At least this is as far as I've made it. Yeah, it's a big gust. Come on, get it off before he goes. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know. There are just certain things like that where can't really control it, but the difference between him going or Javid going to get to heal is enough to change the outcome of the fight. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, what's his second attack? Okay, we're all alive. Okay, that's good. What's the other attack gonna be? I can survive it at least, so we're good. Alright, Elena's down. Let's just get some attacks in. Depending on what he does. Balloon's down anyway, I guess. I was gonna say, depending on what he does next, Balloon might go down. Yeah, I feel like as much as I did to prepare for this, it's still gonna kind of come down to the wire. Or else I won't be anywhere close to beating him. I don't know. Let's try that. Okay, good, that went off first. Okay, well, then he went ahead and did that twice anyway, so... This time, let's just do another heal all to Ragnar this time. And I'm not even going to try to worry about bringing Alina or Taloon back up. Just gonna try to finish it out with Javid and Ragnar. When I can hit with both of them, we're still getting about 150 to 200 damage done every round. Did I get him? I think I got him. Necrosaro was defeated. Guar! Is this my end? I'm burning. My body is melting away. Oh, goes back to its original form and then disappears. Yuff. Are we... Oh, is that the Master Dragon? Master Dragon, I oversee the world from this castle. Yeah, we met you. Alina revives, Taloon revives. Javid the hero, a Zenithian and human descendant. Thanks to you and your friends, the secret of evolution along with Necrosaro has been driven deep down into the abyss of the world. Does that mean they're not gone though? Just driven down deeper into the abyss? Maybe that sets the stage for the next game. With the threat gone, peace will rule the world again. The 8 chosen ones. I thank each one of you. Ragnar, your performance was splendid. Alina, you performed with bravery and courage. Bray and Cristo, I commend your devotion to Elena and your contribution to the quest. Mara and Nara, I'm sure your father would be proud of you. Taloon, continue to benefit the world and its people with your genius in trade. And Javid, you've proven to be an extraordinary leader. You won't have to return to the Earth. I shall allow you to live with us in this Zenithian castle. Eh? What's wrong? You wish to return to the Earth with them? It's like the dragon never even considered that. Very well, I'll honor your wish. The friendship which has grown among you during this journey is so firm, no one can ruin it. Javid, I assure you. So, he says he'll allow it. Like he was going to hold Javid against his will, potentially? Oh, Javid, you're the true hero. We shouldn't underestimate human courage. Now, one thing I noticed, yeah, he said the 8 heroes. What about our dragon companion guy? His name I don't even remember. It was Dora something, but they only show you the 4 letters there in the menu like that. Also, if I just talk to him again and see if anything else. Okay, now we get to go and return to talk to other people. I know they had that in the other games too, but in those there was always like a kingdom or someplace you were returning to. Which place exactly am I returning to? Do we have to take all of our characters to their homes? Oh, Javid, you're the true hero. What about these chicks that wouldn't talk to me before? Or they talked to me, but they said, yeah, let's be friends from now on. Okay, so maybe they have lightened up. Not all humans are bad. Don't you think so, Lita? I agree, sister. Twirl, twirl. Peace has returned to the world. Alright. I am glad that I was able to beat him this time. 3rd time was a charm. I'll be busy. I have to add this latest event to the history. On reflection, I think Necrosaro was unfortunate too. Yeah, kinda seemed like it. Your words will be recorded here and will be handed down to future generations. Yeah, like Necrosaro, of course he was a bad guy, but they kind of painted him as that, well, yeah, he had a reason for doing what he did. Even if it was somewhat misguided. Look at the Earth. People's joyous faces. Oh, the Earth peoples. Yeah, okay. You can see their faces? I would think that's kind of too far away. Well done. I think better of you now. So he was helping us out before and giving us the Dew of the World tree, but he didn't think much of us, huh? Javid, even though you don't have a father or a mother, you have such fine friends. Everyone, please be true friends to Javid forever. Sob, sob. I was kind of wondering why these were blocking off the way. You lack wings, yet you defeated the ruler of evil. Hard to believe. Very impressive. Very. Why don't you stay and live with us? And it sounds like these Zenithians have a very high opinion of themselves. And like the wings make them stronger, they think? You're leaving, aren't you? Take care. Your balloon and wagon are outside. Ah, good. The balloon's here, so I don't have to just fall out of the tower, huh? Or use my spells to return. Yeah, there's my dragon guy. Javid and others, I'll always be proud that I've traveled with you. Doran. Okay, yeah, that was it. Go-go-goon. So Doran's a gooner. Got it. You defeated the second ruler of evil. Incredible. Gugun. Gugun. Okay, well that's just... all the dragons are gooners, I guess. Everything turned out fine. Thank you very much. I won't have to watch people suffer anymore. Think people won't suffer just because one guy's gone? Oh, yep. Already talked to him. Is he gonna move or is he blocking that doorway? I guess they don't want you to go out there because that's the way to drop down to the cave, to the underworld. Well, fine. Maybe once we get on the balloon, it'll automatically take me to the rest of the places I need to go. Or maybe that's it. They'll just show some automatic scenes now. Look at those graphics. How amazing. The fact that the water can actually move. Yeah, it was something back in the day when it first came out, right? You gonna take the wagon on the air or on the balloon? I don't know if that's a great idea. Must be a powerful balloon. Can hold the horse in the wagon. Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't trying to make me control it, but no, it's just going. Yeah, I would imagine what will happen now is that we'll drop everybody off at their respective homes or castles or towns. But we'll see. I'll just let things play out. We'll see what happens, and if the credits are like just scrolling credits, I might start giving my review during that. But otherwise, I'll wait. Yeah, this is where Alina was from. Or I guess her and Christo and Bray, yeah. Are they gonna have any dialogue? Guess not. So where are we going next? Or are they just trying to kind of fly by places we've been to along the way? This is going to be, yeah, for Ragnar. And Javid stops and says hi to everybody on the way too. Of course, I only named him that because they don't name the hero. I don't know, in retrospect, maybe I would have just called him Hero if I was doing it again. So everybody probably hears me calling Javid and is wondering who the hell's Javid. Just made up a name. He's like a Jake and a David. Yeah, Talon's back home in Endor. His wife's still holding a lot of my stuff. More money, but a lot of those special items. So who do we have left? The sisters? Is that it? I'm trying to think, and I don't recall anybody else. But they're going in order of... Well, no, they're not going in order of chapter, because we dropped off Alina and Christo and Bray before Ragnar, and he was the first chapter. But yeah, Mara and Nara, we're going to drop them off, and they're going to visit their father's grave right away. Oh, but I guess they're gonna keep going with him farther down here, though. Because it seemed like they were leaving with him. Yeah, there we go. Where's he gonna go, though? His town was destroyed. Maybe he'll just sail the world on his balloon. Looking for adventure, or fighting evil, or whatever. Well, that is the village he was from, but I thought everybody was gone. Maybe there'll be somebody that moved back in here now. Like somebody escaped the destruction, maybe? Sorry. Was that supposed to be the girl that sacrificed herself to take his form? Or who was that? Maybe he used Vivify to bring her back to life. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be credits with the names there, which, I mean, you're welcome to read along with it. I am just going to go ahead and give a short review, though. If you've ever watched any of my playthroughs, I'll just give a short review with some positives and negatives about the game, and kind of say where I think it ranks compared to some other RPGs I played, maybe, or overall, what kind of rank it gets out of like a 1 to 10 scale or something. First of all, let's start with the things that I liked about the game, or that I thought they did really well. I do appreciate and I like how they keep kind of building on this series of Dragon Warrior, where the games are a lot the same. They don't change the gameplay or the combat style or any of that, but they keep adding some new quality of life improvements every time, it seems like. And I'd say kind of like experimenting with some new mechanics, but they don't ever try too much at a time, it doesn't seem like. Some of the things they did in this one I wasn't exactly that appreciative of, but we'll get to that later. One of the main changes that they made to this and the way they set up the story was the whole chapter system. I think that's interesting. I don't know if it's my favorite way to do it, but I like the idea of it, and I'm happy they tried something like that, because it kind of gave you an introduction to the characters on their own, which you don't get that in too many RPGs, I don't think, where you just get to play as each one of them on their own before they join the group. A lot of times you're just a hero and you're going around and kind of coming across other people and recruiting them or something like that. Or you're just a group of friends that is together from the beginning, and maybe you'll add a couple of characters as you go, but yeah. So this was not bad. It's not the funnest thing, but because not all the chapters are going to be bangers, but I still liked it. Next positive is I like that it wasn't too hard to figure out where to go. Like, I didn't find myself getting lost too much. Like, there were several times where I thought that I had solved, well, I figured out something and I got through a dungeon or something, and it wasn't exactly clear where I needed to go, but there were only so many options at that point that you just kind of keep exploring and you'd figure it out. At least it seemed that way to me. Some of these older games can be much more cryptic to the point that you really have to know, or you have to have talked to a certain person. If you miss the dialogue, it'd be really hard to figure out what to do. And I think they made this one simple enough that you didn't really have that problem. Maybe I'm just getting so used to these kind of games, though, that I can figure it out better, but I don't think I'm that great at figuring things out necessarily. But I don't know. Part of that, too, I guess the next point kind of goes along with that. The dungeon length I thought was pretty good. They didn't make their dungeons overly complicated or extremely long, but there was still a little bit of a challenge in getting through and being able to conserve your resources and go against all of the enemies in there. So most of them were pretty good. It wasn't like some of the previous Dragon Warrior games out of the first three. You would get some dungeons where they really had a lot of different branching paths, and you could not exactly maybe get lost in it, but with having just to go back and forth so many times and finding dead ends, it really took a while to get through them, and this one wasn't as bad in that respect, I don't think. So I appreciate that, and I'll give it a plus for that. And another thing I was thinking towards the end, for my last main positive point, I thought they did a good job with balancing the grinding in this game. Money-wise and experience-wise, it seems like you were able to find enough without stopping to just do grinding for it. Money, maybe you needed it a few points. Like, well, for one thing, that was kind of the focus of Taloon's chapter, was making enough money. So yeah, you had to grind for money in that one, but I think it was supposed to be a matter of figuring out which method was best for you or trying to find the quickest way to farm it. So that was still interesting in that way. I didn't really feel like difficulty-wise I had to stop and grind too much. Yeah, there were a couple of times where I got defeated and I had to face a boss again. But for the most part, just going through the dungeon again and getting back to the boss allowed me to level up enough to be able to face him and take care of him. I wasn't so sure on the final boss if that was going to work out, but it seemed like it was just a matter of strategy, and I got it to work out to the point that I was able to beat him on the third try. If I'd gone in with that kind of strategy the first time, maybe I would have gotten him. I don't know if those couple extra levels from going back through the palace again helped or not, but certainly didn't hurt. Now, what are some things that I think they could have done better, or where they fell a little short, or that I just didn't personally like? First of all, one of the newer mechanics, or at least I don't remember noticing it in the first three games, is the fact that when you have the hero and the rest of the party with you, you can only control his actions. I don't really like that. I don't like having computer-controlled characters. I get it that you had the whole tactics system and you could change that, but it wasn't exactly controlling them. It was just suggesting. It was kind of like you're their coach. And with these games, I generally like to be able to give all the orders myself and tell them exactly what I want them to do and when. It didn't kill it for me. I still had fun with the game, but I don't like that personally. Another thing that I'll comment on is I do go through a lot of these RPGs, and one thing that usually stands out to me and that I enjoy about some of the best ones, or some of my favorites, is the music. I can't say that it's been horrible music. Like, none of the tracks have like jumped out to me and I'm like, oh god, I want to turn this down because I don't like this. But also, none of the music in these Dragon Warrior games so far has really jumped out at me as much. Part of that is because it's old 8-bit, I get that. But I felt like the Final Fantasy NES games had more character in their music. For me, maybe partially Final Fantasy 1 is nostalgia because I played that as a kid growing up. But even 2 and 3, which I played later on, I still think I liked them better musically. Especially 3, they had some really good tracks in that. 2, I'd have to listen to them again. It doesn't really bring anything to mind, but yeah, I just feel like they could have done a better job with it in this one anyway, suffice it to say. Another one? Well, it's kind of positive and then mostly negative, I guess. We finally got a map in this one, whereas in the previous 3, there was no world map. But once you get the world map and the treasure map, there's not a lot of detail to it. So even though you can see like where you're at relative to the continents and stuff, and islands, you can see them, you can't see any of the towns or castles or dungeons on the map, so you still just got to do a lot of exploring. So I do appreciate that we at least got it, but it didn't really help that much some of the time. Still certainly rather have it than not, but I just, yeah, like a more functional map than that. I don't know if Final Fantasies were any better though at the NES level, so I suppose it's just a matter of the times. And I mean, I don't necessarily want it to show everything either, but a list of the towns you've already been to and stuff, I kind of like the way they do that in some games, where once you've been someplace, then it'll be marked on the map. I prefer that. Because, yeah, I don't want it to show you necessarily where everything is, because that's part of exploring and just getting there. But, yeah, to at least be able to look back at the map and show where you're at in relation to another place you've already been, that would have been nice. Another one, then, kind of goes into the grinding for money and stuff. Towards the end of the game, you get so much money, there's not really anything else to spend it on. I suppose maybe that's a matter of depending on when you find some of the more hidden shops in the game, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping maybe there'd be another one later in the game, like the Last Refuge would have had a shop that sold some of the best items or something, or another weapon or armor upgrade set. But there was nothing there, unless I just missed it. But I feel like I was pretty thorough going through a lot of those places. Last thing I want to mention, and it goes right along with that, I guess. I already kind of said it there. I'm just looking through my notes, though, and I said that there was too much money. Yeah, and yeah, that's just it, I guess. There was nothing to spend it on at the end, and you get to save it up a lot. It is a good thing that you could at least store it in this game, and you didn't just automatically lose half your money every time you die in battle. But still, one is something to spend it on at the end. Maybe that's what the casino and the gambling is for, and I should have done more of that. Oh well. I made it through and I beat the game anyway. I don't think there are optional bosses or anything like that, so that's just it overall. In closing, I enjoyed my experience with it. Out of the Dragon Warrior games, I'd probably rank it about even with 3. And put it, I don't remember what I gave 3 exactly on the scale. Probably write those down and keep track of that. But I'm thinking somewhere around a 7.5 to 8 range. I'd put it pretty high. It's a good RPG overall. Now, as far as what I'm going to do next, I did have a poll up on the channel for what game I should play next after this one. A non-Final Fantasy game. Because I pretty much got it to that point where I slot one out for Final Fantasy and then I work on another game that's not Final Fantasy. And Breath of Fire 3 looks like it's going to win that. I'll keep it open though until tomorrow when I get off work. But I think it's ahead by like 8 votes or something at this point. Or it has 8 votes, I think, and the next closest game has 4. But if you weren't aware of that, it's between Breath of Fire 3, Wild Arms, Grandia, and Legend of Legaia. I've only played Wild Arms and Breath of Fire 3 a little bit. Legend of Legaia, I beat that game a couple of times and I enjoy it. I mean, I'll enjoy all of them, I'm sure. I just, for some reason, I never got completely drawn into Breath of Fire 3 and Wild Arms. In Grandia, I'm aware of it, but I never played it. I'll play through all of them eventually, but it looks like right now it'll be Breath of Fire 3 unless there's a late night ballot dump or something. All right, anyway, that's going to be it for today. So I appreciate everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this series and keep coming back for more. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you've been enjoying the content so far, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow. And we'll catch you next time.